Check, check. Audio check. 1, 2. Hopefully you can all hear me. Hello, my mic was muted. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good middle of the night. I don't know when you're watching this. Welcome to The Coding Train with me, Dan Schiffman. Now, this is a very special live stream. I haven't been around live streaming very much, actually. To be honest, I haven't felt like it very much. Things are busy, things are chaotic, and there's a lot going on in the world, and especially here in New York City. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and not too far from the Barclays Center. And on my mind are the issues around police violence in the city. On my mind are the protesters who are out raising their voice against racism and police violence. And I've been trying to focus some energy and time on supporting some of my students from NYU who have been out protesting and participating, and local community organizations. So first thing, I know people are making comments about my beard. So first thing I want to say is Black Lives Matter, and I want to tell you about an organization that this particular live stream is supporting. Now let me see, I've got a lot of new technical setup for today. And thank you, Derek Morris, who's made our first donation. I want to switch to my computer screen, which you're about to see, and we've got another donation from Anonymous. Thank you. Let me switch right here. Laptop. Okay, so now you're seeing my fancy computer screen without my camera in it. And I'm going to open up the web browser, and I'm going to talk about Aren, who's our guest today, in a minute. And you all know my dog Gloria. I closed all the doors to the room that I'm in because I don't want to be bothered, and unfortunately she wants to get out. Okay, Gloria, come on. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. We'll get a camera on her later for all of you who are interested. Okay, I'm trying to switch over to Powrplnt. So Powrplnt is an organization. They're located in Bushwick, Brooklyn. They connect teens with established artists on free, interest-driven digital art projects and educational programs. They advocate that access to technology is a right and not a privilege. Now, I actually was first introduced, I didn't realize this, to Powrplnt a year ago. And let me see if I can get my camera going here. Aren, there's a small chance you're going to appear, but I don't think so. No, you didn't. I have you off, but your audio is on. I can, if you talk, they'll hear you.
Great.
So, that's Aren in the back. I was going to do a really dramatic and huge introduction to bring Aren on. Now I've messed that all up. But the Processing Foundation, as I've probably talked about, runs a fellowship program. So let me briefly try to find the 2019 fellows, because here we go, fellows 2019. So a year ago, just about from today or around now, I was the mentor for Matilda. Matilda, who you're seeing on the screen right now, is a trans organizer, programmer, and artist with an interest in building tech infrastructure for organizing within and across boundaries, problematizing our catastrophic notion of community and contributing to systems to uproot unjust socioeconomic systems. So Matilda is fantastic, and they taught a workshop to trans and gender nonconforming youth. And it's nice to bring this up also. This is Pride Month here in June, so there's a lot of wonderful causes and communities to support. But so Matilda taught this workshop on digital literacy and privacy and coding at Powrplnt. So I visited there when the workshop was running, and it didn't make that connection until just a week ago, or actually just the other day. But a week ago, I learned about what Powrplnt is doing in terms of supporting the Black Lives Matter movement and protesters in New York. So there, you can see here on their website. They're in Bushwick. They're operating as a rest space and offering access to computers, Wi-Fi, and a printer. They're also a donation drop-off center. Actually, a group of students from NYU's ITP program, and friends and family of theirs organized a whole collection of donations to drop off there. They're teaching workshops on digital security, protest safety, surveillance. I actually have some projects I'm working on related to security and surveillance in photos and images. So maybe I'll come back later this week and do another live stream on that. It's not what today. You can donate to support Powrplnt through their website. I'm right in front of it right now, but there's a donate button on their website itself. But YouTube, and thank you, David Snyder. I'm not sure I'm catching all of these donations, but I'll try to shout them out when I do. YouTube also, through one of the features I have for my channel is the YouTube Giving program. So any 501c3 nonprofit organization I can attach as a fundraiser to. I've done this, if you recall, a couple times, or at least once for the Processing Foundation. And there are many other fundraisers going on right now on YouTube. And one of the things that I'm attempting to do, and I think it's something that you can do as well if you're looking for ways that you can make a difference, there are many large organizations that need your support. But something that often gets missed are smaller local organizations that can really use just a volunteer time, donations of food and supplies, as well as money. So Powrplnt is local to, it's not my immediate neighborhood, but local to Brooklyn where I live. I do want to mention that there are a bunch of other, in trying to figure out to fundraise, there were several other organizations that I've been talking to and also try to support in my own work. I mean, it's a little tricky to get them added to the YouTube system, and I was so lucky enough to get Powrplnt right up. But I do want to just mention a quick shout out to two others, Code Cooperative. And maybe I can do a fundraiser for them later. Code Cooperative is a really amazing organization that is a community of people who learn, use, and build technology to create life-changing possibilities for individuals and communities impacted by incarceration. So you can volunteer and donate, and they actually have a mentorship and a hiring program. Thank you, Science Club, for your donation. One thing I just wanted to mention here is if you're looking to hire, go check out Code Cooperative. I think it's here under the agency that they are basically, they partner industry experts with formerly incarcerated technologists. So something that we can do to help fight against mass incarceration is and help support people who have been incarcerated is through organizations like Code Cooperative, particularly from our community. So they're fantastic. And I also was going to mention the Marcyl Lab School, which is a school, an organization, that runs programs for youth, and that is really fantastic and does a lot of really excellent work that I would encourage you to check more about on their website under their programs that they run, and you can see a bunch of their attendees of their fellows. So this is really also, I highly encourage you to check out Marcyl Lab. So maybe I could do more of these fundraisers for some of these other organizations. Okay. Another donation from Anonymous. All right, so that's a bit of my opening spiel here for today. I certainly would subscribe to this statement: access to technology is a right, not a privilege. I'm very lucky in so many ways in my life in terms of how I've had access to equipment and an audience and education and anything that I could do to help provide that for others. I think YouTube is a platform that allows me to do that in one way. It certainly leaves certain people out. People who are interested in watching me leaves people out, perhaps. And so something that I'm really trying to do through my work is also encourage other people to teach and stream and create with creative coding tools and technology. So someone that I really want to highlight for you today, if I go back to the fellowships, now I'm back onto the 2020 fellowships, and I'm going to bring her camera on right now. Let's see if this works. This is going to be very exciting. You ready, Aren?
Yeah.
Okay. Aren's camera is there now. Say hi, Aren. So,
Hi.
Aren, I'm going to let Aren really introduce herself, but I met Aren in person actually at the I/O Festival. Golan Levin had introduced me to Aren. I guess were you Golan's student in a class, or you just know him from
Yeah.
CMU?
No, Colin's my advisor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've known him since freshman year, and I remember I have a huge story. One of the first times I met him, I was telling him, "Oh, I'm thinking of transferring design," and then he went on a huge rant saying how I shouldn't transfer to design and stay with art, and that was my like first interaction with Golan as an advisor.
Oh, and Golan's in the chat. So first, can everybody hear Aren? I just saw Golan wrote, "Hey, Aren." Can everybody hear Aren? Because I want to make sure my technology is set up correctly and the audio quality is okay. It's going to take it's going to take a little bit, but hopefully, yeah. People are saying they love your room. I really need to reverse my video because it looks like I'm looking away from you, but when I look this direction, I'm looking exactly at you. I think I could mirror my video. How long is that going to enable preview? Oh, while you're talking, I'll try to switch my video. People also, they like your keyboard. Okay, so let me, but I have to do my prepared remarks, which aren't actually prepared, because anybody who's watched the Coding Train knows that I prepare absolutely nothing, as you can tell by my very awkward attempts to use my voice to support Black Lives Matter. But I do really want to do that to the extent that I can. Okay, so Aren is a fellow for the Processing Foundation, and her proposal, I remember reading it and being really excited by it because it was about how I should let you speak to this, but I'm going to give you my own characterization of it, and you could correct me if I got it wrong. But I know Aren is someone who has been interested in code and technology and learned a lot on her own, and was really didn't necessarily see when she was learning, especially in high school, role models or people for her to find online who were doing what she was doing. And so she wanted to maybe be that person for somebody else through streaming as well. She also talked a bit about how, like, rather than do streams, a lot of my content are sort of like curriculum tutorials. Yeah. So it's like, follow this playlist of videos where I, your teacher person, will talk at you and lecture and explain stuff, and that has value, hopefully. And people obviously have found it through the channel and learned to code. I do some more improvisational and sort of fun coding on my streams, but I think what really resonated with me in Aren's proposal was this idea of what's like this sort of like fun hangout session where you can learn about coding, see creative projects. And that's really what she wanted to do in a kind of cozy way, to bury the lead there with her stream. So I got to shut up. I'm glad that you're jumping in. And so while I'm going to try to fix up some of my tech stuff, Aren, maybe you could talk about your journey into learning to code, what it's been like for you at CMU, and what you're doing with your Twitch channel.
Okay, yeah. I think also one thing I typically want to say about it feels so weird because I don't usually have this many audience. So. But yeah, I think one thing I want to mention was in the proposal I specifically said I want this to be if Coding Train was your professor's lectures and stuff like that. I want Cozy Coding to be that cool TA that was friends with your older sibling, and they know what's up, but also they kind of are just relaxed and are trying to get through college just like you. So yeah, I guess I can say about me. Yeah, so I'm Aren. I really like hexagons. That's my thing. That's my spiel. Besides very cozy and comfortable things. I go to Carnegie Mellon right now. And I'm in the weird senior realm of graduation. I took this semester off before I knew coronavirus would happen, and then coronavirus happened. So
Good call.
that was the best call I probably made my whole academic career. It's fine. I'm kidding. There's better calls, but yeah. So when doing my semester off, I was I want to apply for the Processing Fellowship because it'd be really cool to have these more interactive coding tutorials akin to the Coding Train. Because it'll be more fun if I can talk to the chat and also interact with viewers and stuff like that, and it'd be a bit more personal, so to speak. I typically choose to go in with having no plan for sure. I just kind of pick a topic on from the P5GS reference, and I'm just that's what we're gonna do today, guys, and just kind of go off with it. And everyone I would kind of plan a bit. Maybe I'll kind of go in a mindset here's how I should attack the problem and go ahead and create this project. But usually everything is just up in the air. Sometimes you would see me just completely get stuck on this one problem, and you kind of see me get super tired. But that's okay. We're all getting tired together. The P5 alpha editor it's not alpha anymore, so I'll stop calling it that. The P5 web editor has crashed on me multiple times. You see my despair in there. So yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, like that's like mostly what I'm doing right now because it's a coronavirus o'clock. Like, what else are you supposed to do besides like stay at home and like stream? I listen to a lot of podcasts, I guess. I work on my hexagon library like once in a while. I'm getting back into it at least, and like now it's like I've like settled into the coronavirus groove. I'm gonna like start streaming like me working on it at least. Yeah. So like that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron, for that awesome introduction. So I want to address just a couple questions that came up in the chat, and then we'll get started with the coding stuff. So some people were, and thank you, Golan, for your donation. Where's my bell? I love that Golan's it's funny, like this is very silly, but like sometimes I can like I can create the illusion for myself that nobody is actually watching this, or nobody that I know is watching. And so sometimes when it's like, oh, there's a person that I know, oh, it's Golan, I'm like, oh my God, all of my flaws are bare here for the world to see. But anyway, so I want to mention, so a couple people had asked about audio and video quality for Aren. So the way that I've got this working right now, and apologies if it's not perfect, is I'm on a Discord call with her, video call with her, and the audio and the video are coming in from that. So I think it's good enough, but I would love any feedback, or maybe if I do more of this kind of guest stuff, I'll come back and improve it for the next time around. But what I'm going to tell you is that in about an hour, or sooner or later, somewhere around there, we are actually going to switch over. We're going to move this whole, everybody watching, we're all going to move over to twitch.tv/cozycoding and watch the rest of the stream. And the audio and video quality will improve from Aren's because it'll be direct streaming from her location. So this is the thing. Actually, a couple people, I know that Kobe and David, who you've been using their experimental chat tool. And thank you, Steve, for your donation. I forgot to mention that I was planning to match these donations up to $500. So I don't know where we are right now with the total, but if we can get up to $500 for the total, that I will be matching that donation myself, just to encourage you. It doesn't look like I need to encourage people too much because people are donating, and I really appreciate that. And also, like I realize a lot of you watching, you don't have the means to donate, or maybe actually for some of you, you might not actually even be able to in terms of what YouTube or the Google commerce system allows in your local area, but you can find other ways to support. And certainly if you want to join the Coding Train Discord, and if there are ways we can talk about how the Coding Train community can support Black Lives Matter, that's a place to have that discussion. Okay, now, there were some other questions that I can't remember what they were. Wait. I got one. So one person asked, how do you apply for the Processing Fellowship? So the Processing Fellowship, and maybe, let me say a couple things, and then maybe Aren can talk about her experience doing that. But what I will just say very briefly is if you go to processingfoundation.org/fellowships, which is what I have up on the screen right now, we usually do the open call for the fellowships around November. So stay tuned, come back and look this fall, as well as subscribe to probably Processing.org on Twitter. Aren, what was it like? Oh, and Kate Hollabaugh. Look, all these people that I know. I mean, I know Kate, but it's like, thank you for your donation. This is amazing. Aren, what was it like for you to apply? How did you find that process?
Okay, so I found it on like Twitter at least, because like I knew I was going to take this semester off to like save up a bit, and I was like, oh shoot, like what am I gonna do at least? And then I saw, I think it was Lauren that like posted on like Twitter saying like, oh, yeah, we're having like open call for like the fellowships, and I was like, all right, I'll apply, like why not? I've got nothing going on, and like I sat for like a couple of like weeks at least like thinking of what to do, and then like I think like 2 days before the due date, it just all came to mind. I was like, that's it. Okay. And I basically just like scratched together like an application, and I was like, yeah, it's like Twitch. It's a coding train on Twitch, but it's more casual. And then like it was great, and then like it seemed like the board like really loved it. And then like I did like some interviews and stuff like that. I like specifically asked for like Dan as my mentor, because like Dan does coding train, and like it's like quite in a similar vein, So like I thought that would be a fair mentor. And you can do like a lot of things besides just like things like this. It doesn't have to be like all out there. Like I know that someone else is doing, I think like P5JS tutorials in like Africa, and everyone is doing like P5 and processing for elderly people in Korea. And there's like a couple more, I think
Yeah.
last year someone was working on the getting the release of the P5 editor. So it doesn't have to be like outreach like this. It could also be something like internal where you kind of want to like improve processing and P5 itself. Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
and
it's like,
Olivia just gave a donation. Hi, Olivia. Olivia's
oh,
watching.
hi,
Olivia, I
Olivia.
also met, introduced by Golan at IO Festival.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to mention about the processing fellowships is, so we run a bunch of different programs. Actually, what's going on right now? It's not a program we run, but we participate in. It's Google Summer of Code, and which is a way that if you're a university student, undergraduate or graduate student, you can apply to work on an open source project over the summer and get paid and get paired with a mentor. But some of these programs, and this isn't necessarily a criticism of them, but it's important to mention that really are specifically for people writing code and doing development work on open source projects. And from my point of view, and I think I can say from the Processing Foundation point of view, it's really important to support and fund projects that have to do with community, education, inclusion. And so sometimes these, it's easy to forget the importance of just things we do to come together as a community, to educate each other. And so the fellowship program is really a way that you can apply to get funding and mentorship for a project that's not just about like writing a code library. Although you can also write a code library. And also I hate that I'm even describing it this way, because those are not separate things, right? The act of creating an open source library is the act of building a community. And and it's more important, I would say, and it's something that I think that I always, I'm not saying I succeed at this, but I always try to keep in mind with the kinds of things that I work on is who has access to this, who's left out of this, and how can we do better to bring more people in to feel welcome and included and that they can participate. So I've been told breaking news. I have my ridiculous breaking. I'm trying not to use my sound effects today, but it doesn't even work right now. Oh wait, where's my breaking news? Here, hold on. Breaking news: we have hit our $500 matching donation. So thank you, everybody. Keep donating. One of the reasons why I wanted to do the matching donation is I don't know how long it actually takes for the sort of like systems, the YouTube system to be able to collect the money, do all the stuff, and get it to Powrplnt. So I'll make that donation today. So they'll have some funds for the work that they're doing right now to act as a sanctuary space for protesters. Okay. So next. What you can't see, Aaron, that I also brought up, one of the thing that I love, and I haven't caught every single minute of Aaron's streams, but I've watched, I would say, at least half of them. And the sheer like sort of colorful creative designs that come out of each of her playful experiments are really fun and beautiful and unique. And so I have up on the screen right now just the sort of thumbnails from your last 3 streams.
Okay.
And so people can kind of see. And so I think this is the...
and I've been meaning to put it on CodePen, but I just haven't I haven't gotten around to it yet.
It's
sorry. I'm gonna I gotta set an alarm for myself and do that. That's I think I'll do it in between, when we go to your stream and to my stream, in that time, I'll just slap them on CodePen real fast, and then release it. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Awesome. So I think I'm going to try. I have a problem where I talk too much, and I do this in a lot of aspects of my life, especially with my children. They're like, we have something to say too, So I'm going to. What I'd like to do now is I'm going to switch over to the glitch page, and I'm going to let you take it from here. And I'm gonna. I should just mute myself. I won't mute myself, but I'm gonna try to move into the sidelines and let you start your cozy coding, and then I can answer any questions and participate, and hopefully not mess things up too much.
I'm kidding. No. Please, feel free to go ahead and do whatever, because this is a collab, at least. I view this as a collab, so we're kind of just both doing this together. We're in this project together, is how I view it. So. if you want to go ahead and yeah. So like, gosh, I don't even know what I want to do. Like, cause you guys can't see my screen, cause like right now I'm just going over to the like P5 reference, dot dot. Let's see. And I'm kind of just like looking at, because that's how I usually start. Like, if for each stream, I just go ahead and look and say like, what thing do I want to work on today? And like, I saw that like Dan like typed in like text align at least, like just I started typing like text things. And I'm just like, I haven't necessarily touched upon text really yet. So I might do something like that. But like I always found that text is like a little bit limiting. Let's see. Let's see what the reference has for text. All right, they mostly have like text align, text leading. What is text leading? Oh, that's like kind of, you guys can't see my screen, which sucks.
No, yeah, but I can always pull something up. So if there's something, I think it's actually, in a way, it's sort of useful. Well, yeah, I can pull something up.
yeah. No, I'm just like going through for ideas like that. But I do like going ahead and like using text a bit, because like I don't necessarily like, I just haven't experimented a lot.
Uh-oh, I lost Aren's audio. Hold on. Aren, do you hear me? Shoot. It was all going so well. I didn't have any technical problems. Okay, you code, but why did I lose your audio? Did something happen on your end, perhaps? Let's check. Sorry, everybody. A little technical difficulty here. Let me go to our video call. You're muted. Aren, I see you as muted. I did not deafen. There's a deafen setting. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I see that. I know, but I don't. This is. Let me put on some music here, just to like ease the awkwardness a little bit. Oh, she doesn't hear me. Can somebody message Aren? She doesn't realize that. She muted herself. No, stop! I'm trying to get her attention. Is anybody in touch with her, messaging her on Discord? I have too many things open. Okay, let me just go to this for a second. So I can message her. Talk amongst yourself, everybody. Okay, oh yeah. Are you hearing me? Right on that, if you hear me, please type that you are. Oh, but I don't have the editor open anymore. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, wait, this is great. Now we've got something we're doing here. This is how we're
Hello?
I've got you.
Sorry. Oh no, I'm an idiot.
Wait, you mean it wasn't? It's always my fault, the technical problems. I always am messing this up. Okay. Oh, I'm glad. No, we're back. Everything's good.
Okay. All right. So I have a hotkey on my keyboard to like quickly deafen when I play video games or whatever, and I usually don't press it. But because this keyboard is different and it's easy to press the button.
No, we're good. I've lost the chat. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, time to. Oh, is the music too loud? Oh dear.
Oh no.
No, it's good. I turned the music off. I should play some nice relaxing music. This will be better.
Thing is, like, I was typing whatever and going on, and, like, thing is, like, when it deafens, when Discord deafens, it would, like, play, like, a loud noise, you know, to tell you that you got deafened, but it didn't play it this time. I screwed up my audio. All right. This is fine.
So we didn't hear a lot of what you were saying, as you, but it's okay. Just don't worry about repeating yourself.
And then it was just like, I glanced over my peripheral, like, she's muted, and I was like, oh no. And then it's just like, it's funny how she's talking and doesn't realize, and just like, oh no. Well, all's well that ends well.
Okay.
You can still hear me.
We're back. Kobe in the chat, in the Discord chat, writes, this is the perfect representation for both of their streams, to be honest, and I would have to say,
oh,
that's about right.
It's true, actually. The time, like, there's that time where I, like, drank water and, like, I choked for, like, a solid 2 minutes live. Like, I couldn't do anything about it, you know. Like, and then the P5 editor eats my code. This is the stream. This is what you expected. You expected code, no, AV errors. Like, all right. Moving on. Great. So, I'm just gonna wrap it up in like 1 second. Yeah, so I was saying, like, text is, I don't usually use text, so, like, I don't know, right? Like, what to do. I don't know the extent of P5 text, at least. God. Okay. And I'm just remembering back, because the thing is, I couldn't hear you, so I thought you just, like, didn't say anything. I thought you left for dry, and I was like, damn!
No, I'm here.
Woo! Okay. All right. Yeah. So, cool. So, like, I was asking you if, do you know if Google Fonts works in the P5 editor, at least? Because,
so I know you can set a font.
Yeah.
And I know that Google Fonts has fonts. And the question in my mind, I believe it does. We might have to do something goofy in CSS, but I've never tried this, so it's certainly something we could try.
Yeah, because I know if you go to the reference and if you check like the text font, if you look like I think the second example, it says function preload, and you can like load fonts. There's like a load font function.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just
there
like
right now. Well, certainly it would work to download the font if it's the correct format, OTF, for example, whatever that is. I should know, but I don't. Open type, I guess. Open type format, maybe.
That makes sense.
And then we could upload it to Glitch and then be able to load it that way. Okay.
I'm like...
The tricky thing about this is one thing that does require other browser pages besides the glitch sketch itself. So it's a little hard for me to show, like you looking around for a font that you like, but you can look and then when you find it, you could tell me.
Yeah. I'm just like going towards the API and like you can like import a style, you know, to like HTML. And like I see someone in the chat said like you can pass like the URL.
Right.
And I'm trying to see if I can like maybe it's gonna work. Because I'm just gonna drop it in there and see what happens. Who knows? Okay,
Awesome.
okay. All right. I'm just gonna get like the regular one, and bam, and just gonna copy this. And therefore, to use fonts, we have to have a preload, which is like our setup function
Look, I'm
preload.
not typing that code. Isn't that cool? I'm showing my hands. I'm not typing it.
Ah! And I think it's load font and probably just like a string. I'm just gonna put that in there, see what happens. Oh shoot, it like autofill strings. Sugar. That throws me off all the time because I'm just like, oh no, do I not?
No,
Oh
that's
no.
right. It looks right to me.
Yeah. But like, it looks like it's stuck in like loading purgatory. Like,
Oh, well, oh, I see what you mean.
yeah,
So,
like it says loading, but like it can't get it. You know what I mean? Like that's happened to me before with working like P5,
let me
like P5
see.
in speech things, and it would just say loading for like ever, and it will never finish.
So we got an unsupported open type signature at parse buffer. We got like a weird error that I'm showing on the screen right now in the console.
Oh shoot.
Um, yeah. Um, Well, I would say maybe it makes more sense to download and upload the font. I do have another sort of like idea though, which is that one way that sort of, I think sometimes with type, there's like that question. I think you were asking this of like, well, why do I want to work with type? What I'd like to do is make geometric patterns and work on animations and color. So one thing that you can do with type is just consider it like a shape, like the same way you would draw squares. But so you could create an entire design that's all just squares, and then at the last moment, basically change every square to like a letter form. So we could sort of
Oh,
like put the font stuff off for later and just sort of like bring that
okay.
in later.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And I was actually going to tell you, when you said you were going to download it and then re-upload it, that's like the cool thing about Glitch because you see like the
Right.
little box that says assets. Yeah, you can like just drop like your files in there, and then when you drop your files in there, you can like load it from like the assets folder. Like you essentially just say like slash assets and then slash like whatever the file name is. So you don't have to. It's all like contained online. You know what I mean?
Pe- People are joining. I see like chat messages from people on Glitch, like, can I join? But I think for right now, I'm going to leave this glitch sketch just for Aren and me to have
Yeah.
typing privileges in. But certainly, what we'll do when this finishes is publish it and let people make their own versions of it.
Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, and I don't know if you heard me. It's like my keybinds. I'm like going to turn it off right now. I think I accidentally triggered it. What I was saying is that what you can do is like you see how there's like the assets
Oh,
folder there?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. You can go ahead and you can just like um you can go ahead and like upload the font there. And therefore, whenever you load font, you can say slash assets and then slash the font name, and therefore it should load from there. So therefore, you're like our whole project, including like the downloaded like assets are like, well, downloaded assets are like online.
I, so I'm also discovering something else.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, which is that this URL that you pasted in is like the URL for the CSS that would allow you to
Yeah.
incorporate the font. So it's not actually the font itself, but in there I found what I believe is the URL to the actual font file,
Oh
which should be
shoot.
this, and that didn't work either. But
Okay,
let's see.
but
Oh,
no.
unsupported type.
Okay. That's like fine because I did just download the font package like
Okay,
locally on my computer.
perfect.
Um, if I could find the file, bam, and then I'm just going to go ahead
I'm adding.
and
I'm adding a little bit of extra code that I believe
all
that
right.
we need.
I just put an asset in there, so we're going to go out and delete this mess of a string,
Got it.
and and then we're gonna say, I think it's slash assets, and then slash, I don't know what the asset's actually called. Ah,
Roboto mono dash regular.ttf.
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into my sketch and paste it, and hopefully, dear gosh, it should work. Let's see.
Unsupported open type signature, not, hold on, let's rerun, let me rerun
I
that.
thought that they took TTFs. Yeah. P5 takes TTF. Do I have like an extra?
No, I think it's finding the file because it's not a 404 error. Like if I misspell it, I'm gonna misspell
Yeah.
it, and then refresh it. No. Oh no, that's now there was a 404. Oh, it's 404ing. It is. Hold on. Let's
Oh, okay.
I miss. Let's see. Okay. Let me put it back. Refresh. Yeah, it's giving a 404 error.
Gosh darn it. Someone says not an OTF. It can be a TTF though, which is fine. Because I'm looking at the reference right now and it says, what is an open type font file, OTF, comma, TTF, from a file or URL. It returns a P5 font object. All right. Rawr.
Why don't you, maybe if you want to move on and start making some other stuff, I can look into this font thing and see if I can get it to fix.
Okay. That's fine. This is the beauty of like, what's it called? Creative coding at least, like collaborative coding. Because someone can debug. Well, another person can do that, whatever. Okay. So we're going to put the text stuff into the mortal coil. And then I'm also going to like comment that out, since at least I have like something. Oh, it's not doing it. Why aren't you? Oh, all right. It's like the preload. I think the whole preload function is probably clogging it up. So I will just comment out my whole preload function, and let's see what happens. All right. I hear like just making sure I accidentally didn't deafen myself, even though I turned off the thing. So, all right. Honestly, let's start with shapes. That's like the most basic part of like P5. It's shapes. Like, what else are you gonna do besides draw shapes? Text? I don't know. So, if we go to, let's like actually. Oh, I haven't like done anything with arcs yet, and that I'm kind of like, I can't wait to do. I don't know why. I just haven't done anything. So we're gonna say like we're just gonna put it in the middle. Width divided by 2. Height divided by 2, and what else do you have for arcs? Width of the arc by default. Okay, so just like, yeah, we can just give that a number. That's like gonna be our radius. We're gonna say like 100 and 100, and what else do we need? We need a start and a stop. So we're gonna say 0 and 80. Cool. Well. That ain't 90 degrees.
You need to change. It's doing it radians by default.
Oh, it's radians.
So you can use angle mode to change that.
Yeah, that's right. It always gets me up just a little bit.
It's funny because this is gonna sound like back when I had to like walk whatever through the snow to school or whatever. It's like the idea of angle mode degrees was a thing that didn't exist in processing. So my brain has been tuned to think in radians, but most people are more comfortable with thinking in degrees.
Us like darn young'uns, like thinking in degrees. Yes, I always forget.
I didn't have an angle mode degrees when I was growing up.
Okay. Let's see. Also, I know that the mode is like interesting because they have the extra 2 parameters are mode and detail, and it's like determine the way of the arc, either chord or pi, or it's open. And I like it's like chord is just like the chord itself. Pie is like it's shaped like a pie. No, chord is like it like draws a line from like the start to like the end at least. So it's not white. It like completes the border if I recall. And like actually, instead of just like vaguely describing it, I might as well just show it. Chord. I spelled that wrong. Yeah, it goes like that, which I kind of liking that a little bit. That'll actually be like kind of fun to play around with, cause like, what if we had just like a little like for loop for ah I is less than like 360 and like I plus, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and be like, I'm just gonna throw that out here. What I've been like doing recently, I've been reading a book called Clean Code. And it's just saying to you like how your like code should be like clean and all neat and stuff like that. And then I go to like here.
There is this lovely format this file button, which will do.
Yeah, yeah. And then like I go to like here, at least. Oh, silly. That's right. I forgot it's in like the draw loop. I'm thinking.
I got the font to work.
You got the font to work.
Well, I don't. So this somebody in the chat, I believe the name is Johnny H. Maybe. So I can't remember who suggested. Oh, Johnny H. had a suggestion. But anyway, if I click in assets and then click on the uploaded thing, I get a URL of like where that file is, and then I just put the full. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it, but it didn't give me an error. So.
Okay.
So that seems. Oh, I love what you just did. Oh, with the chord.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool.
If I is equal to like 360, we're just gonna like I is equal to 0. Wop. And
you're missing a double equals there, or a triple equals.
You are totally correct. My screen is tiny. Yeah. I need to like I'm gonna like do a bit like refactoring. There we go. That's gonna be much easier for me now. Because I also want to like see the chat too and stuff. So yeah, there. So we can have that. I've been like meaning. Okay. I was gonna say I've been meaning to play around with a bit of like easing functions, but we're not gonna do that now. Easing functions are like a bit like annoying to start, if I recall correctly. Annoying to implement. I have one processing like file on my like laptop to go in and grab.
If you want, there is one that you can do that makes it really, really simple and quick if you haven't tried it before, which is just using like the lerp function is a really quick way to do, if you wanted to do a quick easing from 0 to 360.
Oh, that makes sense actually.
Have you ever used lerp before?
Yeah, I've used lerp, but I usually use lerp color, and then I didn't think of using lerp as an easing function, but that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe I also might not be using the term easing correctly when I think of how I'm doing it with lerp. But...
Yeah, I think you're not using the term easing correctly. If I'm looking at it now, I'm just like, no, wait, I'm not sure this makes sense. Yeah, I don't think you can use lerp as an easing function because lerp essentially just gets like a value like in between the start and end point.
Yes, but so can I show you what I mean real quick?
Yeah,
so
show you.
I'm gonna comment this out, and if I say I equals lerp I, 360, if I just put 1 in there, it's going to be 360 immediately because it goes all the way there, like 100% of 360. If I put 0, oh wait.
I think I see what you're doing.
Oh, and then, so this should be like this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that kind of makes sense. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I didn't realize that makes sense because you're constantly changing the initial value.
Right, because you're going halfway, halfway, then halfway of that, then halfway of that. So it's like you're starting fast. It's not like like traditionally easing would be like a sine wave probably, but it has that quality to it.
But it's close enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh goodness, that's cool. I'm also gonna throw on like no fill. Oh, I need to tell you, I don't think I told you
Ooh.
of like my way for like deciding what color palette. Like there's like this website called Coolors Coolors.co, and it's a random palette generator. Oh, it's so cool. I don't know if you
Oh,
pull it.
cool. I just
Yeah,
pulled it up.
yeah, and then you can start it,
Ah.
and then you can like hit space to just generate a random palette, and I just like go off, you know.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, like sometimes I like play games with myself where it's like, okay, I have to like use the first palette that comes up unless it's like yellow because I hate yellow personally. So like I don't usually do anything with
So,
yellow in it.
Lori in the chat is asking, can you explain the lerp function?
Okay. I can do that. So like what lerp? Can you pull up the lerp reference
Yep.
on? Cool. Just want to like at least show the same screen. Cool. So like what lerp does, it basically takes in like three arguments, and it takes in a beginning point, a beginning number, an end number, and then a number between 0 and 1, and essentially that like number between like 0 and 1 is like the distance between the start number, and the end number. So like therefore, if you see an example, it has like 20, then 80, and then you lerp A, B, and then like 5. It gives a number that's directly halfway between 20 and 80. But if it's point 0.2, it gives a number that's a fifth of the way between 20 and 80, and so on and so forth. And it's like really cool because like also there's a function lerp color which you can do the same thing but for color. So you can have like really easy gradients, you know. And I think like what we can do, Dan, is like just do a click like lerp color like on the background to show what it's like.
Okay, hold on, I got to go back to glitch.
I'm just saying like background, and then we're just going to have in the back here like a start and a stop. Cool. And like well, here's like one of the palettes that I generated. I'll send it to you on Discord, and oh, if I could find my Discord window. Yeah, I'll send it to you on Discord real fast. That's like the one that I'm going to be using, so you can like
Okay.
show it. Because like I just got it and I was like, oh, this is cool.
If you
And
actually, if you just paste that link in a comment in the code, that's an easier way for me to grab it.
oh shoot, you're right. That's right. Because I forgot. We. Okay. So I'm just gonna paste it here. Cool. Yeah, and the URL is basically just like the 5 hex codes that like you generated.
Right.
Cool. And I'm gonna probably choose like the first one and the probably like the first one and like the last one or like the second one. We'll get there when we get there. That's okay. And then we can say like background, and I think they have to be in strings with a hashtag in front of it, if I recall correctly. And we'll grab this one because that one looks. And we've got to do it again. All right. So we're going to do let background start and stop. So we can say like let. I usually do it by lines. So like essentially, if you can say let color should equal lerp color, and I'm going to go to the reference real fast again to remember what exactly the arguments have to be. Oh, sugar. Am I muted again?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you, I can tell. I think the arguments are the same. It's like color 1, color 2, and the percentage.
Oh, it's the same thing. Color 1, color 2, and percentage. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you can say lerpc. Oh, we're gonna need to put this in the for loop. Myself. For let I is equal to 0, I is less than with. I need commas and semicolons. I always mix that up. Like I shouldn't be. I've been coding JavaScript for like so long. I++. Cool. And then we can have back. We can quickly just do a map. Let's say like this is what I need, lerp C. So we're going to take this. We're going to call it lerp amount instead, because that's going to be the third argument. So you can say let lerp amount is going to be map, and we're going to map from I from 0 to the width, sugar. And then it's going to be we want lerp amount to be between 0 and 1. Cool. So we're going to get, we're going to get a number between 0 and 1. And then we're going to say, let color is going to be equal to let color start, stop, and then lerp amount, right? And then that's when we're going to go ahead and we're going to be drawing lines. Stroke is going to be equal to the color.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, and then
I was wondering why you're using a loop, because like, oh, I thought you were going to animate the background like the circle is animating, but instead you're gonna draw like a gradient pattern across by going from one color to another.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
so that's super cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna say line 0, and then we're going to be it's going to be I to 0, and then I to height. Yeah. And cool. And then after that, it's not showing up. What's up on? Where is? There should be a. It's not like there's an error somewhere. And I don't know where the console is. I don't know where the console. Help.
Cannot read property map of undefined.
Map I. Should be. I mean, it shouldn't. I think it might be having issues with like this out here. So we're just gonna change that. We're gonna say like angle, ANGLE. This is gonna be angle, and then this is gonna be angle, and then I assume that's like the right here.
This would also have to be angle.
Yeah. Great.
But I don't think that
should have like caused an error, at least because I use like.
All right, what's
0?
What if we just testing for a second? What if we just do this? Okay, so that works.
All right. So what it probably is like, it's probably things with like how like the weird like P5 color thing. Like sometimes I get some like errors where I say it's like let something, and then it's like because it's like a P5. I see now. We have to say at the very beginning, start is equal to color, like this.
Oh, those aren't colors. Of course. Yes.
This might like be matte. Yes, there we go. Like that. Yeah. And you need to probably change this like strip. Totally.
What happened to the arc?
It's like still there, but like it's like so like.
We can also do this. I might be ruining it visually, but we'll be able to see it. Yeah.
Let's use this color. Yeah. Actually, I actually really like the white. Ooh. I wasn't gonna put in the white, but I think the white looks super cool. There. Actually, yeah, I kind of like that. I like that a lot. I can't hear you, Dan.
Oh, sorry, I'm not talking.
Oh, good.
My mouth was open because I'm like, oh, it's so pretty.
Okay. All
I was
right.
also, somebody in the chat had said like, oh, change the gradient colors to variables and animate them. And I was thinking, oh yeah, how would that
Oh,
work?
that would be pretty cool. Okay, that's actually that's like not that bad because what we can do is we can just say you can say let start color and then let stop color, right? And we're just going to equal to, that was a start color, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then stop color is this one.
Whoa, we could lerp the start and the end
And I'm just gonna like cast
to
these.
different colors, and then the lerping in between is the gradient.
I'm gonna like cast these as color objects right now, so you won't have to like probably redo
Oh,
it later.
so you won't be able to do that up there
Why not?
because
Oh, it's outside.
it's outside. Yeah, it won't recognize the P5 function.
Okay. Then in that case, actually, I'm just gonna. And then I have to define it outside, so I'm gonna take away the let's right now. Let's start color, stop color, right? And then we just have to pull. I think I can do this, right? Yeah, this should work. And I don't think we need these now. Oh, doesn't like it. Okay.
Wait.
I guess you can't use color inside of the setup.
No, you can, but now you don't want to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I need to change my argument.
Yeah.
Like that. Cool. We did it. That's a very good idea. So we can like lerp between like the colors now, right? And we can like do this by like, I'm trying to like think. I'm going towards the like the color function in the reference right now, because I think you can like add like.
Right. Well, if we kept separate RGB variables or HSB variables instead of just the singular like hex code, then those could change based on, you know, just incrementation or Perlin noise or sine wave or any of those kind of things. But I don't know. Maybe you wanted to focus more on the arc.
I don't know. No, see, like that's the whole point of the stream. Like, hey, we're going off a tangent. It's totally fine.
Right.
You know, I like this. But like I thought with like the P5 color,
the color object. You're right.
Yeah.
I forget that. I forget because in processing, it's actually not a color object. The color function just makes a raw integer that is the, you know, representation of that 24 bits color, the 8, 8, and 8. Is that 24? 8 plus 8 plus 8. Yes.
Yeah, because it's a color object right now, I assume. Just gonna like triple check.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. In fact, I'm just gonna add a little console log and I'll pull it up. You won't. Okay. So we can look at it that way.
So we can like set the color. We can set the red and the green, the blue, and the alpha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is super easy. I don't know if we can like. It doesn't seem like we can get it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like setters and getters, which honestly is an oversight. Like we should like with like if you have P5 color, we should be able to get the like colors just to get like the RGBA just like how the same.
It's not. Yeah, it's not really designed to be manipulated by the coder, which is interesting because of course what you want to do is manipulate color. And the way I've always done this is make my own color object because that's how in processing you kind of had to do it. But,
okay.
It is. I can see. It's unfortunate that we had this idea of the shared code window and glitch is brilliant and perfect, but unfortunately, like we can't exactly see what each other are doing. But it looks like there's like a levels array, and then 0 is red, 1 is blue. So that the data is kind of there, but I think it would be it might be actually better for us to just do like if we call it like a cozy color.
A cozy color. Oh, I like.
And then
Okay.
I mean, this might be a terrible idea.
Um,
And then we could make our own color objects, and then you would just. Oh, but
we
then
can
you
have,
wouldn't have lerp color anymore.
no, yes, we can. We can have a two color function,
Ah.
essentially.
Oh,
We can
right. Okay.
essentially just have them like, we can essentially just turn the code, like two color would like, spit out like a P5 color object, and it will be able to change the cozy color to a P5 color.
There we
Yeah,
go.
exactly. And that's how it can like manipulate it. So that's great. That's great. That's great. So
So
we
we
can
would
go.
have to make this. I said I
Yeah.
wasn't going to type, but I can't. I need to I need like a buzzer. Like every time I start coding too much, I have to play my like buzzer.
You're doing great.
uh,
Yeah. So we have that two color, and then see the whole thing about collaborative coding. It's just parallelization.
right. And then watch this. Watch this. We can do this crazy thing. If R is, how do you say if something is a string? Instance of. Hold on. Like somebody will know this, but test is
Oh shoot.
of instance of string. Is that false? No. Type of string? No.
um.
Somebody will know. If type of R equals string, somebody in the chat room.
Yeah,
Type of R
Yeah, that makes sense.
equals string, then this dot, then let C equal color of R, and then this dot R equals red of C, this dot G equals green of C, this dot, I don't know if I'm doing this in the totally craziest way ever.
I'm not sure if that's the right syntax. I'll like double. Actually, no, that seems like the right syntax. Yeah, that is.
And then now, hold on. Oh, you did it. Oh, you did it here. Okay. I think you just need the parentheses.
Okay, don't you think
There we go.
All right, never mind. We got it. It's kidding. Wait, this is JavaScript. Types don't exist. Yeah. Okay.
So now you could write whatever functions you want to like change the RGB values.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Cool. I'm gonna like take a sip of tea real fast. That's like the last sip of tea. Like more.
Like just to be sure about this.
Where are you typing?
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be able to. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So now we can have a like function. Oh, I need to like change my position real fast because my keyboard's getting a bit shaky.
I'm going to move this to another JavaScript file. Is that okay? The cozy color class?
Yeah, go ahead. That makes sense. I unfortunately like took off like the little side part, like the little bar on the side, and I like don't know how to bring it back.
I don't know how to make. Oh, new file. There it is. Cozy.
I'm not sure that, but I will know that it exists. Probably refresh the page, it'll come back up. But either way, we're going to say function. Huh?
Hold on.
Sure.
I deleted it and then changed my clipboard. We're fine now though.
Okay, cool.
And then cozy color.js. All right, We're back. And now if we want to add color functionality, it's in that other file.
Okay. I'm just trying to find out how do I go back to the sidebar toggle. Control I. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Cool. I just took out the sidebar, so I had no idea like where you guys were like doing that. All right, cool. So we have that there, and then we can have like a function gradient color. So we can say like mind is blanking for a hot second. So color is out there. So we can say start color that R plus plus This is like pretty simple. If start color.
Somebody in the chat gave a suggestion to have the arc once it finishes to like go back to 0, and I was just adding that really quick.
Good idea. Did you get that?
Yeah, I'm in it. So I'm just making an angle target variable.
Okay. Oh, it's gradient color. Oopsie. I need to change. Ah, my computer. My keyboard unplugged. There we go. That's one thing that happens all the time. Not gradient. Gradient color. Okay. Ooh.
Ooh, hold on. Oh, and then I have to get it to go back up to 360.
Yeah. I'm going to need to set some flags real fast. So if oopsie, minus, but I'm going to have to change this down here and say, oh, that's like a lot of flags I was thinking of if I just say, hold on. I was thinking of like, how are you doing your bouncing thing? Yeah, you have your and like no, you have your Boolean and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I want to have for this too. But I was like, oh, I do it for like all the colors. All the colors, there'll be like 6 Booleans at least. And I was like, I think I'll only do it for R, for red. Let's start color. Grow. We're gonna say grow to follow your convention. True. Yeah, cool. If start color. If start color R is less than 255 and start color R grow, I think I called it Yeah, so it's less than 255 and it's supposed to be growing. We're gonna say start color dot R plus plus, right? And if it is else if start color R is less than 255, oh, sorry. If it's greater than 255, also I'm going to change to less than or equal to, so we go up. Less than 255 and start color R grow, that's when we want to go ahead and be like, oh, we gotta set this to negative now. So start.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
R grow. Yeah, that's going to be equal to false. So therefore, we're going to be going down now.
Another way, if it's just like incrementation up and down, would be to just have a variable like the sort of color speed. So the same way you would do like a bouncing ball, and then it just if it gets to the edge, you would say the like R color speed times equal -1, and then it would bounce back and forth.
So much more sense. Oh my gosh! All right.
But I did it that crazy way. It's not a crazy way, but I did it the way that you're doing because that's how I did it here with this like angle thing. But that was something weird.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Don't worry. We're gonna say what is it? If start color dot R, if it's greater than 255, right? then we'll say start color grow. I call it speed. Yeah, I call it speed. Speed is a wrong word, but we're gonna find is times equals -1, right? And then yeah, that sounds right. If why is it indenting?
I think.
No, I think it's supposed to be here naturally, and I also what.
The chat is suggesting a sign function, which would also be an idea. But let's keep going with this. We can always try that after.
If it's going to be less than 0, then that's when you're going to say start color speed times -1. So we can just mold this. Oh, we're gonna put this up here, and we're gonna say or. There we go. Yeah. I'm silly. That's okay. And then we're gonna do start color dot r plus equals start color speed, right? Cool.
Yep.
It should be that. Oh, there we go. I don't know if it's changing back yet.
Let's see.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Ooh, that's cool. And then we can do it for, like, I'm thinking of, like, we can do it for, like, another color value, too. So I'm also going to change this to start color, like, this variable to start color speed R, just to, like, specify that this is, like, the red.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case have, like...
And interestingly, like, I could also imagine later this actually going into the color class. Like, the color class is like a bounce color function or something.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I surprisingly really like this, like, what we're going on with this right now. I'm gonna do the, like, gradient for, like, the other color as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can say, I think I said stop color. Can't remember. Yeah, stop color. Stop color R is greater than, like, 2.5. Same difference. We're going to say it's going to be times equals -1. And we also need to go ahead and just boop and boop. And we got to initialize it. And it's equal 1. All right. There we go. Well, it doesn't like something, and we'll get to that later. And to say stop color.
Oh, stop color dot T. I think this is supposed to be.
Oh, yeah. That's supposed to be. Oops.
Oh, and also.
Capitalize. Yeah. Then plus equals. Let's see. Stop color dot R is what I need. Plus equals stop color speed R. There we go. So we should have that changing too. Ooh, I like that a lot. Oh, are they both stumps there? Oh, no, they didn't.
They're kind of like a little bit in sync. Like, what if you changed stop color to use like the green channel or the blue channel?
Yeah, you're right. So we're going to change this to, we'll use blue. I'm going to say this is going to be B, and then this is going to be, God, R looks like B, and it is kind of tripping me up just a little bit. Just capital R looks like capital B. And then this here, and then this here. So, like, that should be fine. Ooh!
Whoa.
I kind of like that. And then, like, I kind of want to also have, did a little, raced a bit too much. I also kind of have, like, a lot of, like, these arcs going about. So do you want to, like, throw that in a function too?
Sure.
Okay. So you can say function, like, arc.
Oh, you mean to, like, duplicate this, like, growing and shrinking arc?
Yeah.
So for me, the way that I typically approach this is by making it a class and then making, like, an array of arc, like, animated arc objects.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Okay.
um,
Are you going to make a class, make a file?
yeah, I can make another file since
Okay.
so I'll make a cozy arc file.
Okay.
So cozyarc.js, and then I'm adding it to index.html, cozyarc.js, and then now I'm in cozyarc.js, the file.
All right, cool. I'm there too.
So what I think makes sense is if I take what you wrote to draw it, all of this comes into here, whoops, in show, and then now it needs like an X and Y, and all these need to be like this dot properties.
Mm-hmm. You need all the...
So like if I'm imagining this.
Yeah.
So it can be at a certain location, and then this could be like a size, this could be like this dot angle, and this dot angle target.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you're doing it.
I wasn't sure. I can't.
You were doing it just now.
What? Okay, all right. So do you want me to go with what I'm thinking for a minute? Okay. Okay, I'm going to go with what I'm thinking for a minute. So I'm going to take the angle variable, which is for the arc. Oh no, is angle for the arc? Yes.
Yeah.
And angle target, right. And I'm going to put those into cozy arc.
Okay.
And then, and also let angle. Okay. So these are all going in cozy arc, but instead it's this dot angle target, and this dot growing. And then I would also make a variable called like amount, which would be like for this. So now, if I just add this dot everywhere, everybody knows that all I ever do is talk about this dot. This should be in.
I think you're missing a this dot angle here on 13. Yeah. And the lerp and the angle target.
It's everywhere.
And then the if.
Oh, it's here. Did I get everything?
I think you did, yeah.
And then my idea here would be that if we made an array.
You also just want to we should put in like a this dot size too. Like we want to have different sizes at least.
Oh yeah.
I can
go for it. Awesome. So I'm going to make an array, and I'm going to say arcs.push new cozy arc. And then I'll loop through all of the arcs and just say arcs show.
I don't know if you're getting this error, but I'm seeing like something called "This project has received too many requests. Please try again later."
Oh, yeah. Oh, because we're so popular.
Oh.
I keep meaning to buy a pro glitch account. I wonder if I just need to do that right now.
Oh, what a plight to have. We're so popular.
I mean, I assume that's what it is, right? Everybody turn off the project.
Go.
If I upgrade my account, will that fix it?
Probably.
Oh, local machine and use VS Code live share. Glitch decides to time out after like 4,000 requests, says somebody in the chat.
Oh. Well, I didn't know that Glitch timed out after 4,000 requests. See, I'm an advocate for using web-based applications because
me too.
No one has to worry about stuff,
We are also at 4:30, so this was the sort of time we said we were going to switch.
Okay.
So we could use this as an opportunity to, like, I could let you sign off. I could
Okay.
kind of wrap up things here and point people to go over to Twitch to join. I could try upgrading my glitch account to a pro account, and then see if we can, like, we'll have a little break, and then we can see if that fixes. Should we try that?
It's like 4:30 on the thought, so like they want to give like about like 15 to like 20 minutes to set up.
Yeah. It's 4:30 exactly.
So let's say like 4:50.
Okay, so let me try to explain to the audience here what's in theory going to happen, and you can. So first of all, let me say a huge thank you to Aren for joining. I have, I've tried in the past to have guests on the coding train, and I'm hoping to do more of this in the future. So this was something of a bit of a test because in sort of figuring out the tech to do this properly. And thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for all the exciting and wonderful work you're doing on Twitch. So what the plan here now for everybody watching is we're going to continue this project. It remains to be seen whether I'll be able to successfully call into Aren's stream. But at a minimum, Aren is going to continue this project on her Twitch channel. So I should put in if somebody could type this, one of the mods could type this into the chat. It's twitch.tv. Actually, I have it right here. I'll pull it up. It's twitch.tv/cozycoding. Oops, that's the wrong. There it is. Oh. Sorry. I have it. It's twitch.tv/cozycoding. It'll probably be, first of all, it'll probably be like another 4 hours while I ramble. No, I'm going to stop myself from talking. Huh. But it'll be at least 15 minutes, so Aren is set up there. Thank you to everyone who donated to Powrplnt. So Aren, maybe what I should do is I should let you go. We're going to everybody give some rounds of applause and clapping for Aren in the chat. And people are posting the link, and then I can kind of like vamp here for a little bit to help remind people to head over there, and you'll be up and running in about 15 minutes, and I'll be there as well.
All right, sure. I'll leave the Discord call, so I'll get things started. Yeah, all right.
Awesome. Thank you, Aren. With more of this in the future, and everybody should, if you like this kind of style of improvisational cozy coding, which you should, I see no reason not to like it, you should subscribe and all that stuff to Aren's channel, because she's streaming pretty often.
Okay. Yeah, like almost like, I would say like 3 times a week or so.
Yeah. And I'm like once every 3 weeks, so you really just forget about this coding train nonsense and go do some cozy coding.
Okay, all right. I will see you guys.
Thank you, Aren. I'll see you in like just a short bit over on your channel.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so there goes Aren. I'm gonna press that button. I'm going to mute that just in case it comes back. Okay, so I'm here on my own. Oh, it's just like old times on the coding train. The donation button that you see, thank you, Anonymous, for the donation that you see to the left, to the right, whatever direction is, will stay there, I don't know about in perpetuity, but even after this stream shuts down. But again, all you have to do, and you can see it's actually even here already, is go to twitch.tv/cozycoding. So let me see. I'm just going to go over to my camera. So this is just me. I'm going to attempt. I'm going to stay here for a little bit just in case people have questions I can answer. But I'm going to attempt to upgrade my Twitch account. But I prefer to do that without showing you me entering in my like credit card and all that nonsense. So I don't even know where do I do this. My account. Upgrade, become a glitch member, no rate limits, apps that stay awake. So I'm definitely doing this. And here we go. Oh, no, whoops. Confirm. Oh, I have to get my secret code for my credit. Oh, and David is asking, what are your plans for continuing the remakes of Nature of Code? Let me answer that. Let me address that question. Hold on, I'm trying to get my code. This is riveting live streaming, I'm sure, for all of you to watch. I have a password manager where I also keep security codes and things for credit cards. I'm sure that's exactly what you're interested in knowing about right now. Okay. I was about to speak it, but I'm just going to type it in, hit confirm. Oh, whoops. Hold on. I did something wrong. I want to do it monthly. Okay. Give me a second here. Confirm. Okay. Sure. Putting in my zip code. So about the nature of code. So I really have to, I don't know if I should be apologizing or what. I mean, I feel like I want to apologize, but I think that I have ambitions of, I think being in quarantine and being off for the semester, I sort of thought that I'd be able to do more than I actually can. And some of that is just my own hangups. And some of that is really just the realities of living at home with two small children who do not have school or camp. And just sort of like the psychology of that. And so I really have been having a difficult time focusing energy on making video content and streaming. I'm also not as used to my technology and like just sort of a routine of it. So, and I'm totally frozen here. I'm not able to purchase this, but hopefully that'll come through. But I have a couple of thoughts. One thing that I think that I could do is throw myself into the writing of Nature of Code. I think this would be in many ways disappointing for some of you who are really interested in following the videos and live streams. But I have actually been considering saying like, I'm taking a month off from doing any video stuff and just working on the writing of the book, the rewrites of the book. And that would be something that I would share. So I know some of you are supporting as members, and so that's something that I'm considering doing. But I also would like to see if I also could potentially get this set up. I do think that soon I'll have safe access to the recording studio where I was making those video tutorials. I can walk there. It's about a 45-minute or hour walk from here. I could also take public transportation if that's a thing that makes sense to do. And that building will be open. And I can probably, so that's something that I'm sort of like waiting for that. If I have more of a routine where my kids are going back to school, even if it's just like half time, their school is very near where the recording setup that I have for those tutorials. So that, but anyway, I'm off too much talking about that now. Marcos is asking, is there, Rand is saying, so much content to catch up on. Yeah. Sorry, I was getting a Discord message saying I'm by myself in the call and they're disconnecting me to save bandwidth. So Mason wants to know if I can make more processing tutorials. There's so many things for me to do, and I'm having a little bit of a difficult time focusing energy and keeping, like, basically, like, I'm like answering my email. Like that's mostly what I'm doing and working on figuring out some plans for NYU. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have any sort of like guilt or anxiety over this because I would just say, you know what, I think I'm going to take the summer off from video stuff and be back at it in the fall. Maybe I'll do a couple coding in the Cabana videos, which is something that I can do, at home. But I do have people who sign up to be members, and conceivably they're supporting the making of the content. So I might like to shift that towards the writing of the book, and maybe I'll discuss that in the Discord. I know whatever I say, people are like, "We support you. Whatever you want to do, it's fine." So I really appreciate that, and everybody's saying that in the chat as well. So I do appreciate that. The things that I would like to do this summer, I did those like late night shows. I would like to get back and maybe try another quick round of that because it was fun to work on the Discord bot, the hue. I have it working that I can control these hue lights that are behind me from Node. So I want to keep working on all that stuff, the overlay stuff. I know that Kobe has been helping me with that. So we'll see. As of now, just in terms of like updates about the coding train's schedule for the summer, I definitely plan to be gone for the whole month of August. What gone means, I don't know yet, but I'm kind of using that month as a sort of family vacation. It might be a staycation, we'll sort of see, and possibly the last week of July. So right now I'm looking at the next couple weeks in June and some weeks in July of working on the book, maybe making coding in the Cabana, I've got lots of other things that I'm working on that are, more for my day job at NYU. I do have this project that I was working on with Joey Lee. Actually, let me bring that up right now. I'll take a break and try to figure out how to subscribe to Glitch. It just like completely crashed my browser, and I can't even. I don't know why this is not working, so I'm just gonna like force quit Chrome for a second. Roberto. Oh, Roberto. I think this is the Roberto that I know. It's asking in the chat. I'm having trouble with rotating an image about 10 degrees counterclockwise. Oh, yes. Tech Explorers. So I recently met Roberto. Let's give a little plug to Roberto. Oops, and I've got the Discord up. So let me, did not mean to open that up for a second. That was a direct message with Jason, who is making the cozy coding design. So let me open this up here. First, let me mention Tech Explorers Brooklyn, which is a local after-school center that has a bunch of like camp and things. I met Roberto Joseph, who's in the chat, who is the founder, director, co-director. Apologies if I'm getting it wrong, of Tech Explorers Brooklyn. So let me ask. Oh, we have a new member. Hi, Kevin. See, after all of that, like, I'm going to stop making content. Somebody joined. What are you doing? Oh, look at it blinks. The new member blinks. So I got to get more stuff going with that with the hue lights. Okay. 10 degrees counterclockwise when the mouse is pressed and needed to go back to the original position. Okay, so what I would say very briefly, I got to get back to, somebody keep an eye, can somebody in the Discord chat, Violet, Kobe, Marcos, Simon, keep track of how Aren is doing? Because I want to make sure I shut myself down and send everybody over to Aren's stream as soon as she is ready. But the reason why I'm continuing to go is I don't want everybody to leave and have nowhere to go. I want everybody to go to Aren's stream. So let's look at this little problem. Let's do a little debugging for Roberto. So let's say I have an angle and I set it equal to 0. And I use translate to get to the center of the window, and I draw a rectangle at 0, 0, that's 100, 50. Let's just give it a color of blue, and let's say rect mode center, and we're going to say rotate by that angle. So it should be that if I change this angle to 45 and say angle mode degrees, it should be rotated 45 degrees. Okay, now actually this is perfect. We can do exactly what I just did with Aren with lerp. So I could also have a target angle, which is 0. And I could say on mouse pressed, if angle, I'm just going to say if it's like less than 46, set target angle, if it is less than 1, set target angle equal to, I'm going to start at 0 and have the target angle be 0, set it equal to 45, else if angle is greater than like 44, that means it's 45. Target angle, I'm sure there's a more elegant way to do this, equals 0. So if I run this, every time I click the mouse, it should be changing target angle. Let's just see if that's the case. Console.log target angle. Right? 45, 45. Why is it not going to 0? If it's less than 1, because it's the angle. Silly me. I'm just changing the target angle. There's a much more elegant way of doing this. If it equals 0, set it to 45. Otherwise, set it to 0. And still, I'm sure this could be improved. So let's do this. 45, 0, 45, 0. And then I can use lerp. So remember, lerp, if I say angle equals lerp, angle to target angle by some amount like 0.5%. Now, when I click the mouse, it'll go to 45, back to 0, 45, back to 0. And if I want it to be like a really fast transition, I can make it like 20%. So give it a nice little like nudge there. And of course, if I wanted it to be instant, Aren is calling. So let me answer this call. Have to figure out video. Okay. Okay. I think I'm simultaneously online talking to Aren while I'm still live. Aren, I'm still streaming, and when you're ready, I'll switch people over. Okay. But I've lost track of what I'm doing because I can't figure out where I am. There's so many, I have so many screens and things. I can't get on yet, but I can hear you as well. Okay. So, okay, great. So you'll let me know. I'm just vamping and doing other like goofy stuff while we're waiting for you to be set up. Then I'm going to send everybody over to Twitch. Okay. So, but I've lost the chat and everything. I need another monitor, I guess. Okay. All right. All right. So that was Roberto's question. Oh, now I hear Aren. Okay. I hear you, but I can hear you. Can you hear me? Sorry, now I'm debugging with Aren. YouTube people. No, they can't. Nobody on my stream can see or hear you, just me. Oh, are you? Is she streaming? Oh, everybody, Aren is already streaming. So everybody should now head over there. So I'm going to put up a sign. I think Aren is streaming. So go to twitch.tv. Can someone confirm that for me? Oh, this is so confusing. I have so many things in my ear and so many screens I'm looking at. I've lost the live chat. Oh, okay. Aren, I can confirm. Aren started streaming. So you should go there.